You're listening to the Night Demon Network. Go to nightdemon.net/subscriber to unlock more exclusive content.
Hello and welcome to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. I'm your host Nesbit, and today we wrap up the 2024 Outsider European Tour. 23 dates across Europe, and we catch up with the band as they head to Germany and France for the final few shows of the tour. This is Night Demon on the road.
And then headed on to Freiburg. And does anybody remember this one?
Yeah,
Somebody
Venue's called
birthday.
Arctic.
Oh,
yeah. It was Brian's birthday.
No, I mean Matt from Traveler.
And Matt from Traveler. Yeah. We showed up at this place just to, kind of another,
Youth center.
But I mean, it was a proper stage. It was proper. I mean, the sound had issues, right?
Yeah, the guys were like, man, it's too loud. If I need to put my earplugs, it's too dangerous for the people.
Yeah, they kept saying we were just sound checking to an empty room, which usually sounds louder than the actual show is going to sound like. Yeah. And it was just looking at us, and we're like, well, it's too loud. And I was trying to get the so what's the legal limit here? What are we dealing with? And it was it's just no limit. It just feels. So it's, in your opinion, it's too loud. But what's the legal? What are we working with? It was well, see, if we have to put our the earplugs to be able to stand in front of the stage, it's too loud and it's gonna upset people, and we don't want that. I'm it's gonna be not this loud, which is an empty room.
It wasn't, but the thing is that
but turn it down because I'm telling you, one of those.
Yeah,
people,
whatever. Look, man, people come to our shows. They know it's going to be loud and rock. They're not going to a fucking acoustic show.
Yeah, not going to let the fans down, because of people that don't really understand what they're.
Yeah, it's
It's a weird thing.
But that show was pretty packed too, right?
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, and then
we had many cakes.
Matt from Traveler, it was his birthday. Well, yeah, so a friend of ours brought, he normally, he's got his own brewery, brews beer and stuff, but he made a cool cake for Brian's birthday and brought that to the backstage. In the meantime, I had arranged 2 cakes with the promoter and said, hey, don't, we got to keep this on the DL, and, so he had those in his car. So here we got 3 cakes now. So he brought the cake, and it was really cool of him to do that. And so we kind of had a little happy birthday thing backstage. Then Traveler went on, and then us, the Night Demon band and crew, came up and presented him with a cake on stage, and everybody sang him happy birthday.
Thank you very much, Freiburg. Not Weinheim. Freiburg.
Okay.
I have some things to talk about before we get to the next song. I have a couple things to talk about. We're on tour with the mighty 90 Bar! What's happening here?
So today is a very special day.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Matt Reese. Happy birthday to you. Hell yeah. You guys almost got Chevy chased. Oh my goodness. Oh, Rick about stop for Matt today, I believe. We got one more for you guys before we take it down, and then 19 minutes next. Yeah! 19 minutes next. Yeah! 19 minutes next. Oh yeah. Until then, we have the title track from our new album. This is called Prequel to Madness.
Then when we played, I think you probably thought you got asked out, huh? Because you already got your backstage cake.
Yeah, I didn't expect another cake. That was not.
During the chalice, Rocky comes out with the cake, and we sang "Happy Birthday," and
I was up on the biggest drum riser of the whole tour.
Yep.
Sorry. Rocky, come back. What are you doing? Who's got fire? Who's got fire? Who's got fire? Oh, yeah. Talk amongst yourselves. We have another birthday in the house tonight. Our drummer, Mr. Brutal Brian. October 10th, a day that will live in infamy. Hurricane Howie. Let's sing happy birthday to Brian. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brian. Happy birthday to you. Let's give it up for Rocky! Drink from the chalice, the unholy grail. Drink from the chalice, I'll give you everlasting Well, now that you know who I am, don't try to run and hide. We've made a deal in blood. The darkness can be denied. Drink from the chalice, the unholy grail. Drink from the chalice, I'll give you everlasting life.
But also, the stage, again, there was nowhere to go and hide, right?
yeah.
No, we had the
figure-
side.
No, I figured it out.
Yeah.
At first,
Yeah.
there was like nothing. There was a door there. We're like,
Yeah.
well, what's in that door? You know, and it turns out,
Yeah.
it was a little
like, where are we gonna
tiny
put
like
this
storage
cake?
room, though. You know,
And then Joel's got to freaking put on the Rocky costume, which you can't see much anyway, and then kind of bring a cake and light candles on it. I don't know how you did it, but
I only put on one glove.
okay.
That was the thing. But I kind of forget because I got so much like into the set and everything, and I forgot that it was gonna take me longer than usually
Right.
because I had a cake. I had to light up the candles and everything. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm too late now. So I ended up showing up on stage with the light, with the candles were not like lit up. And I was like, how am I gonna do this with this like big like thick gloves?
Yeah.
So I only put like one glove on, and the other one was like with just my hands. I was not very confident because I was, kind of. It's kind of weird if Rocky has like human white hands.
You need a Michael Jackson glove.
half-past human. He's
Yeah.
growing back.
That's the deal with Rocky, isn't it? Like, Rocky is kind of an ordeal because it's great whenever like we have Kit there or like a friend who is used to playing it and can do that because we're all doing other jobs. So most of the time, Joel, you have to do it. I've had to do it on occasion, and like to incorporate that into all the things that you're doing already. Like you're up there taking.
You gotta be organized, and it's
you
very
have to-
intense.
Yeah, think ahead of like exactly when's the last second that you can leave to go and do this stuff because
Oh yeah.
stuff can go wrong with Rocky too, right?
Yeah.
Eyeballs can go out, like the batteries can go out.
The remote can just stop working when you don't have any spare remote.
Yeah,
The hood
and
falls
sometimes-
off, and you see Rocky's big egg head.
And a lot
That's
of
a
the
common
time,
occurrence.
you're in a really dark, confined space, and as soon as that head is on your head, you can't see anything. So it's like if you've dropped a glove or something,
You gotta
you're
take the
kinda-
mask off, and then you're gonna be late.
Yeah, so
And you're gonna
there's-
look like
Yeah, Rocky, we love you, but we hate you.
And I can't remember, like, it's always different where we stop the chalice and where we come back in and how we come back in. I can't remember where we started back in on that. But, we don't give birthday people much time on stage. All right, sing the song, blow the candles out, the show must go on.
Get out of the way. Get out of here. Get him out of here.
But that was cool. And then we had some nice backstage visitors and some annoying ones after the show. And sometimes we just we need a moment to chill, But yeah, pretty uneventful after that. Just went to the hotel, got some sleep, and headed for the final two shows before we've got to fly out to the U.S. and sort all this out and start this King Diamond tour in 2 days. But we played. So one of the main reasons for doing this run is between Keep It True and now we had another festival booked. in Dijon, France, the Rising Fest. It's funny, Keep It True Rising and Rising Fest. We were headlining one of the nights. Enforcer was doing the other night, and we were doing the first night. So we came out here, nice little festival, cool venue, and the organizers are, very DIY. It's kind of just a small metal club. They've been running for years, so it was good to finally get us out there to do it. So we arrived trying to figure out how to get into this place, and, a bunch of musical chairs going around. A lot of people, a lot of volunteers, a lot of people working, sometimes too many people, right?
Yeah.
But we were able to get up there early and get a sound check in, and then kind of like take one of these days, since we've been traveling for so long and have so much more coming up, to just go to the hotel. J2's wife showed up.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, so
we went to that little cafe to get some food before the hotel, and there was this super drunk French guy. As soon as we walked in, he's like, "Oh, now I gotta play some metal," and he was like trying to show us, like, "Look, I'm playing AC/DC."
Yeah,
He's like,
Oh, yeah,
coming
look, dude,
up
I
to
just
us
want to
and
get my kebab and
just
go to
like
sleep.
real thick French accent, and just kept like
a rucka, you're like rucka.
just kept jocking us. Fuck,
Looking on my face, I could smell his breath. Like, it looked just
this
like
is how it's gonna
alcohol.
be here, And but yeah, we hung out for a little bit, got some rest, and then went back.
Yeah, we went back and tried to come back like at a reasonable time, but like the show ended up, it was what we had missed during the day. It was running really late, and by the time
We saw that coming.
By the time the band before us was supposed to be done, I think they were just starting, and they kind of had a longer set because they were like a known French band, and
Were they the ones that were all wearing like white?
White?
yeah. And then we had some issues. Like, we only had a couple guests, some close friends of ours, but they were like not letting them. They were kind of kicking them out of the backstage, and we're like, "Hey, look, they're fine. They're with us." But they had some kind of strict rules there.
Yeah, that was a bummer too, because you could tell we know a lot of fans of ours that were waiting all day to see us, and this thing was just running so behind that
This was definitely one of those festivals where I feel like the show went really well, right?
The show was amazing.
Okay,
Yeah,
really?
but
Giovanna,
people were
like
burned.
J2's wife, she was brought to tears. She was She's not even like into metal or anything.
Yeah,
She I don't know, Brazilian, fucking forropador or whatever.
You've seen the evidence to our face, the consequence as this level compromise.
I did feel from the audience a bit of that, like, I've been at a festival all day and it's late. You know what I mean? Like, it's running
what time
late.
Did we go on? Like almost midnight?
Yeah,
or
it was
11?
it was
Like
pretty
that.
late.
Like more than
know?
an hour late.
Yeah. And then we got some food afterwards. We had to kind of wait for them, you know, because we wanted to eat dinner after the show, not before. But it was so late, and you know. But it was cool. It was a good vibe, and like.
I really enjoyed the show because you could really tell, you know, like there was a lot of bands playing that day.
Yeah.
Like the lights weren't quite there at all. Like pretty much all the bands sounded pretty much like a rehearsal.
Yeah, we definitely came out looking and sounding like true headliners.
So it's kind of sounded like the lights and the PA was finally like on, like all right, and then now you're about to witness a show.
We'll see if we could get a video in the subscriber content of J2 doing the shotgun blast on the snare drum.
yeah.
Somebody took a video of him. He just puts up this fader, but like this night he was especially excited because his wife was there and he had a couple drinks and he did like a Michael Jackson spin like when he did it, and like it was like it's a cool move, man. It's like he was like playing the faders on the board.
I was playing with
it.
The band.
It was a performance. Yeah. It was a performance. Yeah. What song is that on that you do? Obsidian?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Obsidian.
Yeah. So,
But actually, there's a footage of the audience just like. You know, like fucking hailing, like in the end of the show, just like, "Oh, dude, you were like the best." And, you know, it tells us like all the time. Yeah, people came out after the show, like thanking me for the sound. I'm like, yeah, all right. But we saw like the actual video. People were like lining, like doing a line, you know, like queuing up to just to talk to the sound guy and telling like how good he is. And that's on
they appreciate that shit. That's what it's all about, man.
So yeah, it made an impact.
No, it was good. It was good.
And your wife she was like she was crying. she was like, I have no idea, like, you know, I know you guys are on tour and you know, yada yada, but like finally seeing what my husband is doing and like the whole thing, seeing you guys, she was crying, like
That's
literally
awesome.
crying. She was like, I had no idea. I don't even listen to metal. It was probably the first time she actually.
She's like, here I am thinking you're just messing around.
And she was like, yeah, I didn't know this was this good. She was really impressed. I was like, all right.
Crazy, yeah, man, calls it back, second
But yeah, it was a good one. We had to leave the trailer there because we were going to a hotel kind of in the city, and so it was just like another thing. We got to go back to the venue the next day, and it's gonna eat up some time. But we had one final show. Of course, it's probably my fault. I do this stuff like. I want to tack on as much as I can when we go to another country or when we're away from home, just to get another show in if we can. But again, this is like going down to the wire. Plus, you don't want to waste weekend nights. It was a Saturday night, right? And like, if you're there, you don't want to leave on a Saturday if you have an opportunity to play somewhere, because you're going to get the best results on a weekend. So we drove to Weinheim, Germany. We played the same venue in 2022 with Midnight. It was one of the hottest shows we've ever played. But now this was a very cold show.
Warmed up pretty quickly though.
Yeah, I think like this seems to be a venue that we normally show up too late, and yeah, we did. But it was a pretty cool setting, right? Kind of last show with Traveler, last show in Europe before going to the States to start the next tour, and it was this. Okay, this was the venue that Armand did his infamous crowd surf last time, where he freaking crowd surfed from the stage while playing Night Demon, and they surfed him all the way to from the stage to the back of the room, back to the stage, and like I thought, is this gonna happen again tonight? One of these places where there's not
greatness,
there's not much room, but the turnout was amazing. It was packed, and like we did have a really good show. I do remember sweating a hell of a lot though on the stage.
Still warmed up in there.
Gets hot with people in there. Who played Rocky this night? Didn't we have a guest Rocky?
I think it was Matt.
Matt from Traveler?
Yeah, definitely Matt.
Yeah.
It was really like, can I do it? Like, dude, please, you should have asked me like in the first show. And I would gladly let you do, every day.
Yeah. So that venue had like the big analog board.
Yeah,
analog
It looks
soundboard.
Oh my, the board like.
I mean, don't analog boards sound great?
Sound great. It was really good.
Yeah.
But we're running late. It takes a lot more time to set those things up.
Plus, like when you have two other bands,
Yeah.
they have to use it like you kind of like you can't like really save digital settings. Okay, we need to talk about Beast. So the opening band was called Beast, and we became friends with a band called Beast from Germany, and we had told them, I basically promised them, like, look, we want you guys to open a show. They're like an up-and-coming band, and they're big fans of ours, and they're really cool guys, and we just wanted to, help them out where we could. So we asked them if they could play a certain show on this last tour, and actually they couldn't because they had some members out of town, so that was fine. I think, though, I suggested to our agent to suggest them to open some certain German shows. He passed that on to the promoter. So when I saw that Beast was opening the show, I was really happy. It was a good way to end the tour. And we get there, and the opening band after us, the opening band is sound checking, and I don't recognize a single member of this band. And so I'm like kind of looking and go, man, but they know me, right? And I'm like, man, did I forget what these guys look like? I go, no, I'm positive. At least three of the four members, I would know. I could pick them out of a crowd, what they look like. And I know their names. And I'm like, man, none of these guys look familiar. Did they kick out like the three of the members, and I just could not put a face to the name at all. And so they played, and look, I'm not going to diss bands, but, they had some amateur moments, which is fine. They're a local amateur band, I wasn't blown away by it, and I didn't feel like there wasn't this camaraderie that even if I didn't recognize these guys, we would have talked a lot more. You know what I mean? So I think it turns out that there is another band called Beast in that part of Germany, and it's these guys. So congratulations to all bands named Beast. I ended up looking on Metal Archives and found a lot of bands named Beast, none who I recognize, including the band that opened for us and the band that I wanted it to be. None of them are on Metal Archives. So that was it.
The wrong Beast.
It was a nice show. We had some nice visitors there. Jorgen came out, our good buddy from Street Clip TV. Karsten the infamous Carson with the battle jacket. Yeah. One cool thing, I had a great conversation with him after the show. I felt like, and I'll say this right here, what Night Demon has become is not just about us, the band and the crew and the people that are there making that happen, visually and audibly. It's become about the community and like the people that listen to this podcast and the fans that continue to support this, and people like Carson who's making the custom battle jacket, and like just buying into the whole thing about the music and the stories, and it's become something that's bigger than all of us as individuals. I was kind of talking about this with them, and Carson is actually, his job is he's a gravedigger. So he's way into the outsider story of Johnny, and I was talking to him about the film, and I asked him, if it would be cool if he actually sent me some pictures from his work, because in making this film, I've done a lot of R&D on actual funeral processes. I mean, I'm on like funeral supply websites and stuff, like, because you want to make it as authentic as possible, right? But I asked him if he would be able to share some of that with me, and he actually did, and he sent me multiple videos of his entire day, what his entire day involves at being a gravedigger, and it's just extremely impressive. And it's so he's become a creative consultant on what will become the Outsider movie. Amazing. So then the last thing after that is we went to the hotel to get some sleep. Joel could not find any parking.
I drove around, I don't know, at least 1 hour.
This hotel, though, also, before that, you guys had rooms that were like right outside in the courtyard.
Yeah.
Okay. We got there super late. I mean, what time was it? Past 1, you know? And, in Germany, it's not like there's not a guy at the front desk all night, you got to wake him up. So it took us a while to wake somebody up.
Yeah, and I go into the lobby, and it looked like a freaking, the back room of a thrift store.
Yeah.
This was the most bizarre hotel I've ever seen.
This guy took us on a walk through these corridors and down these hallways and upstairs and downstairs and back up again, and like, I didn't know where the fuck I was,
Total maze, dude.
Yeah, and there were all these weird statues and weird, like, antiques that were so creepy. And J1 was parking the van for like an hour and a half or something. And he told me when he was done, so I could come let him in. And I went out of the room, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find my way back to the door.
Send me your location. We were both at this hotel. I was at the entrance, the one I saw you guys coming in.
Yeah, I never made my way back.
I'm seeing the street. I'm looking at the street. Yeah. All right, but you're not seeing me. Like, send me your location. We're in the same building, sharing locations. He was on
those
the
things are only
side.
accurate to like a certain distance, so really probably wouldn't. What was it really?
Send me a video. What are you seeing? Like, I cannot see that. It's where are you?
I'm just showing you these long hallways with like taxidermy tigers.
He was like walking and like trying like different doors and everything and describing what he was seeing. I wish I recorded that. I'm seeing this like this
there's
freaky
this
statue in the corner.
Yeah, there's this antique garden gnome. All right, now I'm walking through this hallway, and there are these like tiger statues that are for like little kids from 1943.
All right, keep going.
Okay, and then now past this other weird looking thing, like it was really bizarre, and the beds that you guys slept in. That were foot to foot.
That's right.
Yeah, instead of side by side, it was like one long, fucking like 10-foot long bed.
Yeah, exactly.
With pillows on the ends.
And it had like a kitchen that was probably like built in the 60s or something, like super old appliances.
There was like a little sauna in the room, in the bathroom too.
Sauna in the room.
But
and the place looked empty, like.
Nobody was there.
And in the morning in the breakfast was a lot of people.
Yeah, I was like, where are all these people? Why are they staying here?
That was also really free. That's what made it feel like even more surreal.
It's something like the American mind can comprehend.
These just like abandoned. It looked like this place hadn't been touched in 65 years at least. And I was walking through these hallways, not a single person. I don't hear a single thing from any of the rooms. And then all of a sudden, the next morning at the breakfast, it's just packed. There's so many people there. It's
And the breakfast had like decent stuff. Like it was a legit breakfast, you know.
Good.
But yeah, so we had to head out pretty early, man, and we had to. You took us to the airport.
Yeah.
And we
like
all
6 a.m. or something.
Yeah, we all flew.
We got pulled over.
Oh right,
Yeah.
right. We were kind of like going. We were cutting it close, going like, "Oh shit, are we gonna make it on
We're
time?"
like 5 minutes away from the airport.
And we got pulled over, and they wanted you to get out of the car and see how much you were drinking. And
Yeah, so every time, in
At 10
Germany,
in the
every
morning?
time you got pulled over by the cops, it's like, it's a story right there. It's very weird all the time. And this time he had me doing like this test, so he pulled out a pen. And he wanted me to like look at the pen, and it like, all right, don't move your head, just follow the pen with your eyes.
Right, yeah.
Dude, really? Like I've been on the road for like 2 weeks. I'm
It's 6 in the
at 6 in the morning. I
What do you
slept
think
for
we're
like
doing,
3
you
hours
know?
because it took me forever to park the van. So I
Yeah.
was really not having it. Like, dude, just let me go, dude. And of course, my eyes are gonna look like shit. Obviously, I look like I took all the drugs in the world last night, but it's not really the case. But it was fine.
What did they
it was
even pull us over for?
Just
was
nothing.
random.
Yeah, just random.
Yeah, it's like, man, we're trying to catch a play. We're already kind of late, and it's like they took you off to the side,
To the
right?
si-
Like,
yeah, into the woods,
into
very
the
much.
woods to
yeah.
like try to,
There's a video of that too. Somebody filmed it. I was just like,
Yeah.
following
Yeah.
this
Brian
pen
filmed it.
with my eyes, like at
Yeah.
7 in the
Yeah.
morning, like no sleep at all. And I'm like,
what airport
is going
did we go
on?
to? It was a smaller.
Frankfurt now.
Was it?
Frankfurt,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then we headed out where we
To Dallas.
we headed out to Dallas.
And then on
Had to
Austin.
reclaim our luggage, then on to Austin. But we'll get into that. But that was outsider Europe, man. It's done. At least that's what we think. We'll see.
For now.
And you know
Yeah.
what? It was so great to see like so many like podcast listeners and friends and new fans. And I remember having some great conversations with people like about this podcast. Like one fan of yours, Michael in Oldenburg, who I think you recognized my voice from the podcast and just said about what great company it is and how much it meant to him.
Oh.
He was recounting like stuff from the Blind Guardian tour and all that, and just saying how much he enjoys it. So yeah, I'm really glad that like you guys listen and that you enjoy it. So much work and sort of blood, sweat, and tears goes into it. On the part of so many people, like the band, Nesbitt, Kit. Everybody who contributes. So. Yeah, it really felt good to like know that it means a lot to people. So thank you.
Well, that's it for this week, and that's it for the second leg of the Outsider European Tour. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you were at any of these shows, I hope you liked reliving those shows. I'll mention again, if you want to relive any of these shows, audio and video of the shows on this tour, including the 3 we talked about today, are available in the subscriber section on nightdemon.net. So check out the website for details on how you can become a subscriber and get access to all of the bonus content up there. Until next time, this is Nesbitt signing off.
Dankeschön, Deutschland! We'll see you some other time. Good night!
Thanks for listening to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast. Head over to nightdemon.net, click on the subscriber tab, and sign up to access exclusive weekly bonus content. If you would like to donate to support the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, you can do so through PayPal at paypal.me/nightdemonmetal. Additionally, if you have not already done so, please subscribe, like, rate, and review the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts.
All hail, Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. This is Dusty Squires chiming in to tell you about my brand new signature sticks from the London Drumstick Company. I've dreamt of having my very own drumsticks ever since I was a wee lad, and LDC made that a possibility for me. Founded in 2016 in London, England, the birthplace of heavy metal, the London Drumstick Company has trailblazed a path through the music industry and taken the drummer world by storm. When I met them for the first time, they knew their product was going to withstand the beatings of a Night Demon show. They took the time to work with me on getting everything just right. The balance and weight of my sticks are the same no matter what, and the durability is bar none the best I've ever had. I know my sticks will last through the set night after night. I'm truly honored to work with a company that caters to their players the way LDC does. Their innovation and attention to detail is what separates them from the rest of the stick makers out there. Their custom stick sleeves are unbelievable and really make the entire presentation complete. Wait until you see the design they came up with for me. It blew my mind and was a surprise to say the least. They have all kinds of amazing swag, including hoodies, t-shirts, drummer shorts, drum keys, stick bags, towels, face masks, practice pads, and much, much more. Even if you're not a drummer, you can be a part of Demon history and order my brand new signature sticks direct from their website. How cool is that? And to top it off, the London Drumstick Company are giving an exclusive offer to the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast listeners. Go to londondrumsticks.co.uk and receive a 15% store-wide discount using promo code DEMONSTICKS. All capital letters, no spaces, Demon Sticks. DEMONSTICKS. I can't thank everyone there enough for the opportunity to be a part of their family and for them trusting me with their amazing products. See you metal maniacs on the road very soon. And yes, the wood chips will be flying.
Greetings, boils and ghouls. This is your comrade, the Crypt Keeper here, reporting dead from the sanctuary of the strange. Tonight's macabre myth is a fright-filled feature, one overflowing with monsters, madness, and magic.
Visit our website at monstersmadnessandmagic.com to stay up to date on all the dark dealings within the sanctuary of the strange. Enjoy the show.
Hey Metalheads, I'm Mark and I host the Metal Forge. Let me tell you about the show. The Metal Forge features the best underground metal from all over the world. We spend every week with a different artist with interviews, in-depth conversations, and most of all, the music. We also feature audience interactivity where you can submit your questions to the upcoming guests. New episodes are out every Friday at noon Eastern Time at metalforgeradio.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Want to know what's going on in the world of music? Then tune in to the Nothing Shocking Podcast, a non-genre based, all-ages friendly rock and roll program. Join us weekly for interviews with all your favorite rock stars from the mainstream to the underground. You can find us at nothingshocking.libsyn.com or anywhere you download podcasts.
Okay, metalheads, you've been complaining that there has not been a channel that plays all of the heavy metal videos from past, present, and future for years and years at this point. Well, that time is over. Heavy Metal Television is back. HeavyMetalTelevision.net is the website. Go there. You can see videos playing 24/7, 365, all the time. All the best from the old school, the new school, and everything in between. Check it out, HeavyMetalTelevision.net. It is where the metal is.